Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a really deep question from the Bible that, believe it or not, has a powerful message for our lives right now. It's something that challenges us to look at our everyday struggles in a whole new light.
And here it is, from the book of Jeremiah. If you have raced with men on foot and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds a little strange, right? But trust me, this one powerful, kind of confusing question is exactly what we're going to unpack today.
You see, to really get this, we need to know the story behind it. This wasn't just some random philosophical thought. No, this was a direct challenge from God to the prophet Jeremiah. Jeremiah, he was already having a tough time. He was struggling. The message from God was basically, Jeremiah, if you think this is hard, you haven't seen anything yet. The real race is still to come.
So let's really dive into this. For our first section, we're going to get right to the heart of this powerful metaphor and figure out what on earth it means for you and me today. Okay, so here's the breakdown. On one side, you have the race with men on foot. Think of this as our daily grind. You know, the small disappointments, the minor arguments, the everyday things that just wear you down. But then on the other side, you've got the race with horses. And that's the big stuff. The huge trials, the tough spiritual battles, and the major responsibilities that life eventually asks us to face. All right, so let's focus in on that first race, the one we're all running pretty much every single day. Let's talk about the race with footmen.
So why do we even have to deal with all these little daily struggles? Well, here's the key. They aren't meant to defeat us. They are a training ground. Every little frustration we overcome is actually building the strength we're going to need for whatever is coming next.
And this is where it gets really personal. Just think about it for a second. How do you handle small disappointments? Do you kind of fall apart? What about minor criticism from someone? Do you back down immediately? Or maybe you let your prayer life slide just because it's not perfect every single day. This is a chance to be really honest with ourselves.
And that brings us to this powerful, really important question. If we're getting totally wiped out by the small stuff, by this daily race with footmen, what chance do we really think we have when the real challenges, the race against horses, finally shows up? It's a serious call to look at how we handle the little things.
So if the small stuff is just training, what's the main event? What is this bigger race we're being prepared for? Well, that brings us to our third section, the race with horses.
And here's the beautiful part of this whole idea. We're not just being thrown into the deep end unprepared. The entire point of the race with footmen is to build up our strength, our faith, and our resilience, piece by piece. We're being prepared not just to face life's greatest battles, but to actually be victorious in them. Okay, this next part is absolutely crucial. Winning that big race, it isn't about what you do in the middle of a crisis. It's about what you do before the crisis ever begins. It's all about preparation in peacetime. You see, the verse keeps going, and it gives us another amazing metaphor. The land of peace, that's when life is good, smooth sailing. But the thickets of the Jordan, well, that symbolizes those chaotic, messy, difficult trials. The question is a powerful warning. Don't get lazy when things are easy. Use that time to get ready.
And this tells us exactly how to prepare. The message is simple, but so profound. Don't wait for an emergency to build your spiritual foundation. The time to draw near to God, to make prayer a real, consistent habit, and to actively build your faith is now, while you're in that land of peace, long before the race with horses even starts.
All right, let's put all these pieces together. In our final section, we're going to look at the ultimate purpose behind this whole divine process. Let's talk about training for victory.
And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the message. Every frustration, every minor setback, every single challenge that you faithfully push through, it is not meaningless. God is intentionally using these moments to forge in you the spiritual muscle, the endurance, and the character that you will need to run with horses and not get tired.
So if there's one thing to take away today, let it be this. The challenges you're facing right now are not just obstacles, they are opportunities. They are God's divine training ground, preparing you for a future where you will not just face the greatest challenges of your life, but you will triumph through them. The race with footmen is what prepares you to win the race with horses.